Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I would like to delve into the bending sheet metal module, and in this case, focus on the first command. As you can clearly already see from the icon, this is a right-angled sheet metal or a rectangular sheet metal piece. When I start the command, I basically get the selection of the sheet metal here, so for the installation essentially. I can insert this sheet metal in two ways, either with values or through points. Here, I want to simply show it with points. This means I can specify points and drag them with the mouse. You just need to be careful here. I can of course move the mouse upwards and it will look a bit odd in the graphic. That's why I can actually switch to the top view here, and then you can really see how it really behaves correctly. However, I would now like to go back to my values and can also define a new insertion point using this button at this point in time. Of course, I also have the option to go through my semi-finished products and select my types of sheet metal from my catalog and more. This catalog can of course be expanded as needed and customized to your requirements as you see fit. Of course, I also have the option to define the values here, and you can immediately see that I can change the values at any time. These can of course be changed at any time later. Now, as you can see here and also down here, I have more options with the right mouse button. That means I can either right click here and say, for example, I want to go to the original. That is the origin of the construction. And thus my preview was also set to the origin of the construction. Of course, I can change this point at any time, and I could also use the keyboard here. If I press A, I could enter an absolute coordinate value. That means I am saying here, I want to place my first sheet metal at 00 and at a height of 1000. Thus, I have inserted the sheet metal, and if I press the middle mouse button once, this sheet metal is immediately created. Of course, I would now like to add another sheet metal, which is 100 above this point, because I simply want to demonstrate that. For this, I can press the R key on the keyboard, then enter relative, because I want to specify a point. And here I indicate the top edge of the point and set it to 100 in the Z-axis. This way I have created my second sheet metal. You can already see in the part structure that these two sheet metals have been created, and if I double click on the so-called feature, I can change all the values of this sheet metal. I want to slightly change this sheet metal to an aluminum sheet metal and also modify the size. With OK, this sheet metal is newly generated for me here. This sheet metal is currently still red because I have activated it in the feature here. If I click anywhere here with the left mouse button, I have created my second sheet metal here and can modify each one at any time. And you can also see here in the Perl structure that this sheet metal has also been renamed. When I double click on the sheet metal, I can see all the specific and detailed values that define this sheet metal. These values can be set in the future or can also be adjusted to determine when they should be calculated, either during the identical part search or at any time. That's basically a matter of taste. One person wants it this way, another wants it that way. But I can always define in the configuration according to which criteria and when it should be calculated.